Well, this morning we're taking a look at what's next for the spending and tax cut legislation that's dominated discussion and debate on Capitol Hill. And with President Donald Trump's key priorities on the heels of being codified into law, Christine Frizzau is breaking down the who's in and who's out and why.
We'll have to see.
After months and months of starts and stops, late night and early morning negotiations, President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill passed the House last week.
I think arguably it's the most consequential legislation that Congress will pass in many generations.
Speaker of the House Mike Johnson taking a victory lap and also issuing a warning to the Senate, where the legislation has just landed.
I have a very delicate balance here, a very delicate equilibrium that we've reached over a long period of time, and it's best not to meddle with it too much.
All Democrats are expected to oppose the bill, arguing the cuts to Medicaid will be devastating to elderly and low-income Americans, pushing back against the $230 billion in cuts to SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, as well as new work requirements for those who receive the government aid, insisting poor children will be punished as the wealthiest Americans get more.
Their parents were working 2 and 3 jobs. The issue is not that they weren't working, it's that even though they were working, they couldn't get their kids out of poverty because our economy hasn't been working well enough for working people and for the middle class.
Several Republicans for now making clear they won't vote for the bill in its current form, but for different reasons. Some opposing cuts to clean energy programs which benefit their states, while others argue the cuts don't go far enough.
I still would support the bill, even with wimpy and anemic cuts, if they weren't going to explode the debt.
This is a fight for freedom. We are mortgaging our children's future. It's wrong. It's immoral. It has to stop.
Most Republicans, though, rallying behind the president's agenda.
You know, tax cuts are going to be made permanent and extended for middle-class families. That's about up to $5,000 per household. You've got border funding here to expedite more deportations.
Now both the House and Senate are out of Washington this week, but negotiations behind the scenes are already underway. Now, Senate Republicans only need a simple majority for this one, 50 out of their 53 votes. Then Vice President J.D. Vance can cast the tie-breaking 51st vote. I'm Christine Frizzau reporting.